Equal Pay Day.
Good afternoon, ladies, and welcome on another day of the Mentoring Marathon as a part of the Equal Pay Day. My name is Eliška, and I'm going to guide you through English-speaking parts of this event. It's almost the end of this amazing marathon, and I really enjoyed it, the energy and the inspiration. Let me introduce to you wonderful Dinah Spritzer, Ivana Šedivá, and Andrea Ferancová. Those women are going to talk about what's holding us back, barriers to our success, both the real one and the imagined one.
Thank you for the warm introduction and for the technical support. I'm extremely honored today to have this conversation about barriers, real and imagined, in women's lives with, I would say, two superstars on the Czech professional scene. First, I'd like to introduce Ivana Šedivá. And Ivana, she has at least 30 years of experience in top leadership positions at McDonald's, Tesco, Johnson & Johnson, and has been an advisor for a number of startups. She now helps with companies with their marketing and communication strategies, and she loves acting as a person mentor and advisor.
As Dinah mentioned, I'm from the world of finance and investments. So I have more than 20 years of experience, maybe even 25. And I end up in this world actually by accident. And that's because 5 minutes from my university was a bank. And I went by around the bank. And I also went for an interview to an investment bank without knowing English with an American guy. And so I only memorized 3 sentences in English because I couldn't speak the language. And I was actually hired to the investment bank, I also became an owner at the age of 26, or co-owner of the investment bank. And I'm really convinced that all this happened because the name of this American was Angel. And he was truly an angel. And now I'm trying to be an angel myself to Central European entrepreneurs. So in ESPIRA Investments, we are like helping those entrepreneurs to help their interesting and colorful life stories.
For that, just a word about myself and what we're going to talk about. I too have been in the region working for more than 2 decades. I've been a journalist for the New York Times, USA Today, and the Jerusalem Post. I covered 3 wars in the former Yugoslavia. I was a war correspondent. I've chased down Angelina Jolie for The Sun. And I'm a professor of journalism at NYU, and I have my own company, Media Confident, which gives lessons to women in self-confidence, feedback, as well as writing without jargon, and many other relevant training topics. So I've been in Prague for 20 years, and I'm really excited to have an intercultural experience with these 2 incredible women. Let's kick it off. And we're talking about barriers. Some are related to gender and some are not. We can talk about that. But one of the things in this region that often comes up is we talk about a lot of the sort of external injustices. There are studies that show that women have far less confidence than men in the workplace and are poor negotiators. But there are other aspects such as poor planning, lack of strategic vision, inability to manage up or manage down, poor interpersonal skills that afflict everyone, whether they're men or women. And I'd like to ask you, I'm going to start with you, Ivana, looking at your own career, what obstacles did you face that you felt you needed to overcome that were your own barriers, not ones that were created externally? So Ivana, take it away.
Thank you, Dinah. And I will probably start with describing the other part of my life, which is not the professional one. I am a mother. I'm also a grandmother, and I always had small kids around me. Currently, we are living in one household with my son and his family, and we are 7 people, starting from 3 years, 6 years, 16, my daughter, and then my daughter-in-law, and my son and my husband, plus 2 dogs and a parrot. So it's quite interesting experience as well. And I always had actually small children around me during my career. When my son was 4, I was actually completing the MBA on top of my PhD. And I started my, let's say, global corporate career, and he was 4. And he was quite sick at a certain point. And then once he was almost on his own feet, he was 15, I actually had my daughter. And once she was almost on her own feet and she was 10, the grandkids came. And when I was thinking about the obstacles in my career, first I thought like, I didn't have any, right? And then I thought, okay, if I look at it through the prisma of challenges, which I overcame, so it's not an obstacle for me anymore. Then I said, yeah, that was a lot actually. and one was at the stage of my career when I actually was working locally in the board of Johnson & Johnson, responsible for Czech Republic and Slovakia. And I always was very vocal to my boss, saying like, hey, I would be really interested to take on board an international position. But my husband, because of his business, cannot move. So I know that it sounds like mission impossible, but if you can think about something, just give it to me. I want it. Mm. And this probably was the first, what you could call an obstacle in my career. But by putting it on the plate, by naming it, by talking about it with my boss, I was able actually to ask for it. And surprise, surprise, after a certain a period of time, it was not another day, it was like half a year, 1 year maybe after, he came back and he said, you know what, we want to pilot international position responsible for 450 million customers in the region, which never existed before. And because it's new, we actually are looking for somebody who can co-create it with us in very non-standard ways. So you would need to travel, but you can stay in Prague. And I said, yes, give me 1 day. And I came back. And the other obstacle was that I would need to travel. And my son was 10 at that time. And we had very strong relationship. And I just said to him, you know, I have this great offer. This is something what I would love to do, but you are so important to me. I want your approval. I want your support. And if you say that you need me here and that I should not travel, I mean, I will need to live with it, but you are so important to me. And guess what? He said, yeah, go for it. It's great. And so this way, I actually created the opportunity for me. And I also created the opportunity in my private life, which was very important for me, to be able to join it.
I think I wouldn't go specifically on the women, because I think we can learn as a both women and men. I think Ivana touched on education, yeah, like, and one of our investment, because we really want to support the impact, is into educational groups. So I follow education now a little bit. The problem with the Czech education is that I think it's not maybe even socialistic, it's more like this Austrian-Hungarian empire, unless you know, don't say, yeah. So I have a cousin in New York, and she said that her son said on Wednesday, what day is today? And he said Tuesday. And the teacher said, well, that's pretty close, very good. And the Czech teacher, is not that, you know, like, and I think we are like really afraid to make a mistake. And I think both, yeah. And we are like not very good in communicating. And another thing is the communication. So it's just, I think, and that's both for men and women. And I think in the Western world, the people can communicate much better in a way they don't go that much into conflict. They can accept it because they have through their education, they don't have that much fear. I'll make a mistake. So, and that's why you see in America, the entrepreneurial world is much better than in Europe, because I think Europe is like this. Yeah. So I think that's what I would like to look at, that how to approach the kids, how to criticize them, whether to criticize them, how to praise them. There's a lot of books like that. I like growth mindset from growth and fixed mindset. That's a great book. So for that, so I think that's what we can definitely learn from the Western world. But on the other hand, I think Western world became very commercial. Yeah, so I think I see in London, they really care about brands and things like that. Even in New York, you go to the 9/11 museum and you have to pay, which is, I think, ridiculous. Yeah, so I think, and we are here still, we don't care that much about the material world. I see it with my friends and I see it in the office, so the people don't care that much about this commercial day. So I think that's what they can learn from us, yeah. So that is not most important what kind of bag you have and how much it costs. You maybe
I think it's fantastic. As a person in both worlds, I couldn't agree more. Ivana, what can in terms of leadership and success and career, what do you think Czech women can learn from so-called Western women and vice versa? Where do you think? I was really, really grateful for the idea about communication and the good example. So Ivana, what do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Andrea had very good points. What I would add to that is putting myself first. And I don't mean it in a selfish way. I mean it in the airplane way. You cannot save anybody you are thinking if you don't have oxygen. So in that still very supportive and nice way, we still need to put ourselves first. And that's point number one. Point number two, if I'm putting myself first, I need to be able also to communicate that, to say what I need. Now, when we are at work, ask for that position you want. When you are at home, ask for external help, whoever pays that from the family budget. You know, how I was able to actually continue working in Tesco on the board position while I had a small kid. By the way, it was a very interesting situation. I joined the company, in 1 month I was pregnant. Oh my God, not very good. Sounds like obstacle, but I found the best nanny in the world. I mean, she is my love, my daughter's love. We are connected with her family and everything. It is possible. We sometimes think that by outsourcing some of the services, we are not good enough, not good mothers, not good housekeepers, whatever, bullshit, I say. Just make requirements which fit your values and find the right nanny. And it was the best thing I could ever do. And my daughter was happiest baby in the world if she had either me or the nanny or both of us. And it was investment from myself. And I had to say, I accept that she will love some other woman as much as myself. But love multiplies. It does not subtract. So these are small things which we can do for ourselves. And if we say, and if we talk, if we have an open relationship with the most important people in our life, the support team, and those should be the husband, the mother, the mother-in-law, all these people around us, we should be able to tell them and ask them. And it's nothing wrong about that.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. It was really an honor. And I see Eliška. Oh yeah, here we go.
Equal Pay Day.